All right, so we're coming up on 2:01, so we'll go ahead and get started here. Thanks for joining. This is Kevin Gilmore with the National Weather Service New Orleans Baton Rouge office located in Slaughter, Louisiana. We're going to do a cold and winter weather briefing because we have a lot to talk about and wanted to kind of go through some of the details with a lot in regards to cold weather and even some winter weather that we have coming up here. So if at any point you have a question, you can drop the question off in the question box. However, at the very end, I will try and unmute everyone and help you out if you have a question specific to your needs. So we'll go ahead and get through. We'll go ahead and get started here with a overview. Really, a lot has not changed with this slide that we sent out this morning. That new update was what we issued last night of this new winter weather advisory and affect portions of the area. I'm not going to read through the whole thing because there's a lot of text here. Feel free to go through it. I did send these slides ahead of time too, so just be aware that we're monitoring closely the potential for some winter weather, mostly ice issues going into Monday night into early Tuesday. And again, we're going to go over those specifics here coming up shortly as far as which areas we're more concerned about and some confidence from what we've been seeing with some of the latest guidance. As far as the winter weather goes, though, all winter weather and rain associated with the system will be out early Tuesday, and we'll be warming up to above freezing for most people. So with the high winds we'll be seeing, we're not expecting there to be any type of lingering impacts beyond Tuesday morning. So this is mostly a Monday night and Tuesday morning impact. As far as the cold impacts go, that's something else. That's why we broke up these summary of impacts individually, because there are two threats that, again, there's a lot of text here. I'm not going to go through all of it here. Just know that we have dangerous wind chills on the way. Teens to single digits, wind chill advisories in effect. And this is going to be also going into Wednesday morning, actually, where Wednesday morning is going to be the coldest morning with the dangerous wind chills persisting, with moderation going into Thursday and Friday. But we do have one more night of freezing temperatures Wednesday night and Thursday morning, but we do moderate Thursday going into Friday. So I've been showing this graphic. This is kind of like a graphic hazards overview, breaking down the nights and the days individually. Again, a lot going on here, but the main focus here is Monday night to Tuesday morning and Tuesday night to Wednesday morning. For Monday night to Tuesday morning, that's going to be freezing rain and cold temperatures, dangerous wind chills. And for Tuesday night to Wednesday morning is very cold temperatures and wind chills. So those are the two main impacts there. But let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and move on here to the next slide. So I wanted to kind of start everything day by day, take it a day at a time, basically a hazard by each day. And starting with tomorrow, on Monday, really actually not that bad of a day. It's just mild out. Temperatures will be dropping throughout the day as we see the first bit of our rain approaching from our west. Light showers building in from the west. That's the chance of rain between 12 and 6 p.m. tomorrow. It'll be increasing, getting higher after you get to the 6 o'clock hour. So overall, again, Monday during the day is not that bad, but it's going to be as we get into the overnight hours. This is the freezing rain accumulation probabilities you see to the left. This is the probability of freezing rain accumulation greater than 1/100th of an inch. And that type of accumulation can cause problems, especially down here. And we see that the higher probabilities are from generally Lafayette up to Baton Rouge, getting up to Walthall County, Mississippi. And New Orleans, you're out of that risk. However, we'll talk more about that here coming up, but just be aware that we do see higher probabilities of freezing rain to Monday night to Tuesday morning for primarily northwestern areas. And that's what we've been saying a lot now. That's where confidence is greater. And for areas to the southeast, that's coastal Mississippi into southeast Louisiana, coastal southeast Louisiana, that's where we're going to be seeing all rain. And this is the graphic I wanted to show you here. This is kind of a new graphic we threw together to kind of show you that highlighted transition. When we're talking about confidence, basically. So everywhere you see in pink there, that's the greater confidence for rain transitioning to freezing rain. In the green area, that's greater confidence for all rain. However, if there's a little bit of a change in the temperature, if it's a little bit colder than what we're thinking, that line could shift further south and we may have to do adjustments to hazards to follow. So that's why we have that highlighted yellow zone there, that transitional zone showing that only a few degree difference could lead to all rain or ice concerns. It could shift back to the west, it could shift back to the east. So if you're in that yellow zone, I would definitely check back with the latest forecasts. If there could be adjustments as we get closer. But again, overall, as you get further away from that transition zone, confidence increases. So be aware of that. You see all your key messages to the right about what I just explained there before about temperatures plummeting Monday night, changeover from rain to freezing rain for northwestern areas where confidence is greater. Timing, if we can narrow that down, it's primarily 6 p.m. Monday for far northwest areas to 9 a.m. Tuesday. So these temperatures with this rain coming across the area, this cold air is going to be undercutting it. And it's going to be draining south, and that's where we'll see the risk overnight. By about 6 to 9 a.m. Tuesdays when this precipitation gets out of here, and it'll still be cold and windy, but the precipitation will be out of here. Accumulations, what we've been advertising from the winter weather advisory that we have in effect is minor accumulations from a glaze to up to 1/10 of an inch possible. This is going to be a risk for elevated surface that includes bridges and overpasses. So to kind of highlight what we did with this confidence area, pretty much highlights the area that we have under a winter weather advisory. That includes that transitional zone, 2 areas up towards the northwest. And those areas up to the northwest, again, that's higher confidence. We're going to have to watch that transitional zone if that changes any. Again, the impacts are going to be light ice accumulations. We could definitely see some ice over some bridges and overpasses, elevated surfaces that cool faster than roads. Those types of bridges, air can go underneath them and cool very quickly. So I have to watch the bridges and those overpasses. So that's the winter weather a part of it. Now I want to get into the temperature part of it, saying that this is the same time frame. We're talking about Monday night to Tuesday morning with forecast lows Tuesday morning to the left and forecast minimum wind chills Tuesday morning to the right. And that's some dangerous wind chills. We're talking about teens to single digits come daybreak Tuesday. 5 for Macomb, could be pretty much getting near 0 for some locations in Southwest Mississippi. So very dangerous. We want people to really pay attention to those wind chill numbers because we know it's going to be cold already with temperatures in the 20s to 30s. But those winds are going to be whipping from the northwest and very cold as we get towards daybreak. So definitely a big impact. And because of that, that's why we have a wind chill advisory in effect. This is in effect from 9 p.m. Monday through noon Tuesday for those areas that you pretty much saw those values earlier before, from 13 degrees or lower wind chills. We'll have to, again, watch this carefully. If there needs to be any type of adjustments or extensions possible, we'll pass them along to you. But these are the areas highlighting the best confidence for right now. Now, talking about below freezing temperature duration, to the left is the hours below freezing, so 32 or lower from 12 p.m. Monday to 12 p.m. Tuesday, the same time frame. We're still talking about the same time frame, Monday night to Tuesday morning. And to the right is our definition for hard freezes, which is 25 degrees or lower for that same time frame. So definitely all areas across the North Shore I-10-12 corridor down to the Atchafalaya Basin has the potential to see some extended period freezing temperatures, hard freeze for Southwest Mississippi and getting to portions of the Florida parishes. And that's where we have a hard freeze watch in effect. As we get closer within this time frame, we'll be upgrading this to a warning. But be aware, again, this is going to be hard freeze for 25 degrees or lower. We've been saying a lot about protect the 4 Ps. We've been messaging a lot. If y'all could help message that too, that would be fantastic, because we're trying to get the word out that these types of temperatures and wind chills can be very much a significant impact. Again, this is from 9 p.m. Monday through noon Tuesday. Now we're going to get off from Tuesday morning and go to Tuesday night to Wednesday morning. Now we skipped over Tuesday during the day, but be aware it's going to be a bitterly cold day. Winds are going to be just still howling out of the northwest, very strong northerly flow. Temperatures are barely going to be making above freezing for some locations. But as we get into Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, it'll be the coldest morning as far as temperatures go. We're talking about lows in the teens for a large amount, a portion of the area, and pretty much below freezing for almost the entire area. That's pretty much how we've been advertising it, as below freezing. This does include the South Shore, getting very close to, if not right at hard freeze criteria for the South Shore. Winds are still going to be continuing. So with these colder temperatures and with the winds persisting, we're talking about widespread single digits to teens across the entire area. So again, dangerous wind chills by daybreak Wednesday morning. Again, this is going to be likely the coldest morning we're going to be experiencing. No winter weather concerns, no snow or freezing rain Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. It's just going to be those temperatures, and the wind chills are going to be the major impact. And this is the same thing Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, the same graphic I showed you with the hours below freezing to the left and hours at hard freeze criteria or lower to the right, that's 25 or lower. This is a 24-hour duration, so bear in mind, you see Macomb is at 24. That means they never, as far as our forecast goes for right now, Macomb never gets above freezing during the day on Tuesday. So again, 12 hours on average, 8 to 12 hours for the South Shore is possible below freezing, and hard freeze, you see it kind of sneaking down to the Atchafalaya Basin and portions of the South Shore. That's 15 hours for Macomb too. So definitely that's going to be the most impactful morning, is going to be Wednesday morning. Both Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning is going to be an impact, but Wednesday morning is where we're going to see the coldest temperatures. Going beyond that, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we have one more morning of below freezing temperatures. Now, notice temperatures are still cold. We're near hard freeze, but not right at it. Temperatures in the upper 20s for northern areas to right around freezing for the I-10-12 corridor. The South Shore not currently expected to see below freezing temperatures. However, notice that the wind chills are not as bad, and that is, and I should say not as bad, but not as brutally cold, I should say, because we still have wind chills in the 20s, but they're not in the single digits like we saw before, and that's because the winds will not be as strong Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Still, again, there could be impacts for another extended period of below freezing temperatures, especially like I mentioned before, the I-10-12 corridor north, experiencing around a 2 to 8 hour duration below freezing, getting up to maybe 11 to 12 for Southwest Mississippi. So again, not as brutally cold. As you see, there's no hours below 25 degrees or below, or lower, I should say, to the right graphic, but we do see the potential for freezing temperatures. And we've been saying too, remember the 4 Ps of cold weather safety. If you could help us message this, we'll be passing this along social media as much as possible so that people are using this time to prepare. Check on the elderly, pets, especially that's very important. Plants, telling people to bring in plants from outside, and then pipes too. Of course, that's gonna be wrapping exposed faucets and pipes, especially for those that will be seeing hard freeze criteria. I added this towards the end of the briefing just as for informational purposes. This is kind of just similar to our point and click forecast that's showing you the 3-hour precipitation type and chances for select cities across our local area, honing in mostly on that freezing rain potential. Those percentages that you see is the chance for precipitation, and then the if you see anything highlighted in pink there with the red raindrop, that's freezing rain potential, and then you have wintry mix potential. So this is straight from our forecast. If that kind of helps you with some of the planning with a 3-hour forecast, and notice that once you get that 5 to 8 a.m., it gets out of here pretty quick. So again, we're going to be really focusing on that evening to overnight hours, Monday night through about early Tuesday morning. So hopefully this helps you here. And then also wanted to add in a 3-hour wind chill forecast for the same select cities, to showing you some of the areas that'll be hitting some of the numbers. Again, this is from our official National Weather Service forecast, but you can get this, you can get more information from our point and click website. Again, beyond Thursday, I just want to, we've been thrown into slide 2 just to talk about if there's anything else coming down the road. We are watching the possibility of another shot of cold air next weekend, but we're not going to really be hitting the details on that for probably the next couple of days. We want to really focus in on this right now. But if we do have higher confidence with that coming in the future, we'll be sending more updates about that. So for right now, we want to talk about and focus on the cold weather and the winter weather potential. And that will end this briefing. What I'm going to do here now is unmute everyone, and I will take questions if anybody